project as announced by the government of St. Martin called the Pearl of China project. It is not the first of my hearing. I have been informed of the proposals with respect to the development of that property for some time now. I've even met with persons who were pursuing the idea of that project. I think this is where I sometimes get the criticism of not making decisions fast enough. Why? From my vantage point, and if I was in the driver's seat and such a project now came for approval, I would want to see more concrete impacts for St. Martin. A project like this, in my opinion, and I don't have all the details, let me firstly state that. The most details I have are from the announcement by the Council of Ministers. And so, of course, I will also be asking my coalition partners for more information, especially the Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister, because when I read that, and I quote, a 326-room hotel with a showroom and 450 executive apartments will be constructed on the Bel Air beachfront by a Chinese public-private venture. Plans for the Pearl of China project have already been approved by government, and the groundbreaking for the project is slated for September 17th and should take some 2 years to complete. My question is, what exactly has been approved by the government? And for a project like this, no government, no developer should start without having an economic impact study. Already, the numbers for St. Martin and our carrying capacity, by the way, there was a carrying capacity study done some years ago. So I think things have only become, our capacity has only become less since that time. So a project like this, again, what I would like to see for St. Martin are the economic impacts, are the environmental impacts. These are not terms that I have invented. These are things, to me, that should be part and parcel of any project, especially of such a magnitude. So my first concern is, government, what exactly has been approved? That I would like to know, going from the announcement once again. Give us some numbers. I would want to believe that a project, any project, and especially one of that magnitude, government would have to give something. Government would have to say, well, okay, in order for you to get started, this is what we will give. And the question would be, what is the other side of the equation? Let's look at it like a balance sheet. This is what the developers would need in order to make the project happen, in order to make it feasible. What's the other side of the balance sheet? What does it mean for jobs for St. Martin people? What does it mean for work for St. Martin contractors? What does it mean for knowledge in terms of training our people to be able to occupy the positions that hopefully, the new positions, the new jobs that will come about? These are the numbers that I would want to see. And the same thing in terms of the environmental impact. So I hope that before any groundbreaking, I and others can get this type of information. And I think that's why there is so much criticism, because indeed, if you see the numbers, if you see the tourists that are projected to come because of that project, it really would make anybody wonder, oh my God, how are they going to fit? How are they going to function? How are they going to operate? These would be automatically questions that come unless it is detailed and say, well, okay, we're breaking it down in parts. You know, we're going to start the first year with a few, look at it. So I want to see those details. Is it in phases? What are the phases? And again, for me, the bottom line is what is in it for St. Martin.
I am Rudolph Samuel, candidate number 5 on the National Alliance slate. So on September 26th, go out and vote for me to represent you in Parliament.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Because in 2014, they said they were ready. 2014, they said they were ready. But when they were given an opportunity, when they had one jump ship in order to put them in government, it took them 9 months to put a government together. It took them 9 months to get a minister screened. It took them 9 months to accomplish actually zero. The only thing they concentrated on was to take the land at Amelia Wilson Estate that we bought for the people of St. Martin. They took it and gave it to their friends to build a park. That not a park for the people, but a ride for the tourists. They said they were ready. They said they were ready, but they did absolutely nothing. he went down on his knees and he said, if you vote for me, I will be your prime minister. I will be your prime minister, he said. He went on Oral Gibbs Live and he said, I will be the next prime minister of St. Martin. And when the screening documents had to be submitted, he went in hiding and he came out and he told the people, the Dutch trying to lock him up. Well, William Allen promised you he will represent you. When he went to Parliament, he did. And when the opportunity came to be your prime minister, he was not afraid to give up his seat. He did that before. He was not afraid to be screened. He did it once, he did it twice, and he did it a third time. And come September 26th, with your support, he will do it for a fourth time. I do not need to go down on my knees. I do not need to make false promises. You have asked the National Alliance. You have asked the National Alliance to be there for you. And each and every one of us will be there for you. I am not afraid to give my seat to any one of the members of the National Alliance. Sylvania Jacobs is not afraid to give her seat to any one of the National Alliance. When they couldn't find a prime minister and they found one, today, when they're called upon to show their hands, they cannot be seen. When we wanted a Minister of Finance, we went off the list, yes, because we knew the job was a tough one, that we needed someone who, just like all of us, can get the job done. And when we found Minister Gibson, the budget was balanced in 3 months. And today, unlike any time before, by September 1st this year, the government presented the balanced budget for 2017.
To start off the press briefing this morning and extend on behalf of our party, board, membership, and representatives of the party our condolences to the families that are grieving once again. The families of the late Jones, Hodge, and Dolphin. These are persons, pretty young members of our society, who have been killed over the last couple of days. These are murders that took place on St. Martin. These are incidents that every time again shock the community. Our prayers are with the families once again, I mentioned. I have indicated to the coalition partners that I believe it is necessary for the Minister of Justice to come to Parliament and give an explanation not only to Parliament but to the people of St. Martin with respect to crime on St. Martin, the plans of the ministry, and share information in as far that is possible with the public of St. Martin. The people, especially given what has been happening on St. Martin, need to hear from, in this case, the one politically responsible, and that is our Minister of Justice, Mr. Kirindongo. In order to request the presence of the minister, I would need the support of at least 2 other members of Parliament to call for such a meeting. Hence my suggestion to the coalition members that we do so that such a request can be made with the required amount of signatures, and I hope that a meeting with the Minister of Justice can take place ASAP.
I am Rudolph Samuel, candidate number 5 on the National Alliance slate. So on September 26, go out and vote for me to represent you in Parliament.
Bob, I can understand why you're parking so carefully. Of course, when you can get 80% discount on your Be Sure car insurance. But that's overdoing it, Bob.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Yeah! Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
These are the doors that never close. These are the hands that make a difference. These are the walls that could tell countless stories of helping and healing, of storms weathered, of change and growth, of a place where life begins, where hearts are mended, and where hope grows stronger. For more than a quarter of a century, the physicians, medical professionals, and staff of St. Martin Medical Center have combined advanced medical technology and compassionate care to bring a world of medicine to our friends, neighbors, and visitors to the island of St. Martin we all call home. As proud as we are of what we have accomplished, we believe there is still much work to do to continue a proud tradition of providing everyone in our community with the latest technology, the best medicine, and the most exceptional care. St. Martin Medical Center, celebrating 25 years of serving, caring, healing.
And I believe that what we are seeing from different angles coming at us to stall the project of the new hospital for St. Martin started here. So understand me good. The opposition, and I'm talking now, opposed to the plans for the new hospital as presented by the Minister of Public Health, the plans to, and the ideas and the strategies to oppose the new hospital for St. Martin, in my opinion, started with this. In my opinion, the opposition to the new hospital started with the Council of Ministers of St. Martin putting the obscure 100 million VAMED deal on hold. This was reported in January of this year, January the 7th to be exact. Council of Ministers puts obscure 100 million VAMED deal on hold. I'm reading from the way it was reported when the Council of Ministers came out and made a statement. The subtitle to that reads, "No bids done, no details worked out." To me, this is what causing the obstruction that we are seeing today from so many different angles to the plans for the new hospital. This announcement by the Council of Ministers. I think, before I go to that, what I think, the Parliament of St. Martin needs some clarification on this. What am I showing up? UP parliamentarians hold talks with Florida Adventist Hospital. Not UP party reps, UP parliamentarians was the Minister of Health, or even the Council of Ministers of St. Martin, who are responsible, politically responsible to the Parliament for, in the case of the Minister of Health, he is responsible for health to the Parliament of St. Martin. What exactly were these talks about by members of Parliament? They did not go on behalf of the Parliament of St. Martin, for sure. And when we are going to see that it is about establishing a relationship, and those will open to the highest level of quality care, was our hospital management, our hospital organization, were they involved or consulted on these thoughts? These type of reports are what make us the laughing stock of the outside world and St. Martin itself. Why would this not be explained as to exactly what and by whom? Where does it fit? So again, I want to come back to my point. Because of this, you are seeing this. And you're also, not only that, and I think as far as, you're also seeing this. VAMED and BAM Phillips submit objections to the bidding process. That is their full right. They can do that because according to the terms, they submitted objections. But okay, fine. You're talking now and submitted objections according, I haven't seen the objections, but according to reports once again, it is because the bid that seemingly was approved by those concerned was too low. So the government puts $100 million proposed project on hold because there was no bidding, there were no details, etc., etc. And now the developers, the ones who presented that project to government some time ago, the $100 million one, now they are objecting to what hopefully will be our new hospital because it is too low. These are things that make people wonder. This is why a project like the hospital now is embroiled in this kind of a situation. But what I think is totally distasteful and disrespect to the people of St. Martin is this one. And I know it's a campaign. And I know, you look for things as a politician to strike, or in some cases, to strike back. But when you are going to take the health of the people of St. Martin and put it in a flyer, basically to say that what is happening now is leading to deaths, is leading to pain and suffering, is leading to funerals, and the only one or ones who could get a new hospital would be the promoters of this flyer. I think it's distasteful. I think it's distasteful when you have a government now that is seeking to reduce the more than 20 million guilders a year that we pay to send our people abroad for medical care. And now that finally we are seeing some definite contours to bring that back, to get a new hospital for the people of St. Martin, and then the kind of on-the-ground objection and the on-the-ground torpedoing of the project, then I can only say that I detest it, and that I'm happy, on the other hand, that, for example, the St. Martin Medical Center came out and indicated that this is not only the government, it is not only the SXM, but the current hospital management and staff have been in support. Of course, they will be in support. They have been clamoring.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
We learned about it on an official level yesterday. It was told to us by the principal of the school that there is a shortage of teachers in the primary school on St. Martin. 27 teachers are lacking to complete the list of the teaching staff on St. Martin. Now, the reason why I highlight this problem, it is because I am bothered by it, and I want to say that if matters were approached in a different manner, whereby the collectivity, the local authority or authorities, if they had assumed their role based on Article 63, 14, 9, and 10 of our organic law, they would have known that there are two measures that could be implemented that states clearly that they have the competence, the political authority to firstly take a deliberation at the level of the council to begin the process of elaborating a new plan of action in regards to education on St. Martin. And this is something that I personally was very much involved in at the level of the discussion with the Ministry of Education, but also with the senators during the whole debate on the change of status for St. Martin. It is clearly understood, it is clearly written in our organic law presently that a convention can be signed between both authorities, the collectivity, the governing body of the land, and the Ministry of Education represented by a rector in Guadeloupe. And the purpose of this convention is to set the stage, and I said that again, repeat that, set the stage for implementation of measures that we as elected people in this country see most necessary, most urgent to put in place in order to enhance the quality of education on St. Martin.